Okay, guys, this is what we warned y'all about. We warned y'all about another running back going to Jacksonville. Now, I thought it was going to be a Kenneth Gainwell. I thought it was going to be in like the second or third round. I didn't expect Jacksonville to take a running back in the first round. Honestly, I mean, I would have never guessed this, especially when they had picks at the top of the second round where maybe Travis Etienne would have fallen to the top of the second round for Jacksonville. But regardless, he goes to Jacksonville now, and I will be the first person to admit, coming into the NFL draft, I had ranked Travis Etienne over Najee Harris, and that Travis Etienne was my running back one because he checked every single box. We knew that he had the elite speed. We knew that he was a great receiving running back, and he had the size to be a three-down guy. So, yeah, trust me, guys, I love Travis Etienne, but now we're in a situation where we're going, okay, RIP James Robinson. And I understand, yes, I was excited for James Robinson myself. I mean, looking at Robinson, he had one of the most impressive rookie seasons of all time from an undrafted free agent rookie running back. But at this point where we are looking at the undrafted guy versus the guy that has round one NFL draft capital, we can go, yeah, they're going to be mainly in a committee, but at the end of the day, that committee is going to be split 70-30 in the case of Travis Etienne, because if they went, you know what, we need to take a running back for him to be in a 50-50 split with James Robinson, there is absolutely no way that they would be spending that first round NFL draft capital on. That's why I was avoiding y'all to, I mean, not avoiding, but I was just being a little bit cautious and telling y'all to 100% go out and trade for James Robinson, and that we thought that they were going to be taking a guy like Kenneth Gainwell in the third round because this team needed depth. This team needed another running back in that running back room, but we just didn't know it was going to be this top-end talent. I didn't know that they were taking a starter. I see some people in the chat saying that James Robinson is most likely going to get traded. Guys, very rarely do you see that. I mean, going through historically at the NFL level, very rarely do you ever see an undrafted free agent, especially at the running back position, getting traded for a significant piece after his rookie season. Now, I would be beyond surprised if James Robinson is actually traded away. Now, I know we are going to get a lot of questions asking, hey, do I go out and buy low on James Robinson because of what we saw last year? Because he looked like that elite running back and he had so many exciting things going for him. And to be honest, no, I don't think you go out there and buy James Robinson, because unless Jacksonville is truly elite, unless Jacksonville just completely changes the overall production and efficiency of their offense, which is possible. It's possible that we indeed have Trevor Lawrence coming in and making this a top 5 overall NFL offense. I don't know exactly how likely that is, though. If this team goes from being one of the worst offenses in the entire NFL to then being an average offense, you can't be trading for James Robinson, a running back that's then going to be in a committee. Now, if we were looking at Travis Etienne and his dynasty value, like I said, guys, he was my running back one coming into the NFL draft. I mean, I love Travis Etienne. Now I think he significantly drops. I think obviously he drops behind Najee Harris. Najee Harris is in a clear tier ahead of Travis Etienne at this point. But the question is, how much further does Travis Etienne drop? I think you clearly have to drop him ahead of the top 4 quarterbacks in Superflex now. You have to have him behind Lawrence, Wilson, Lance, and Justin Fields in whatever order that you have those guys. But Travis Etienne has to be after that. He has to be behind Najee Harris. Now, where we can start to have a conversation is, where do you slot him in after that? Because after that, you have Jamar Chase. And after Jamar Chase, you have Kyle Pitts. Whatever order you may put those guys in, I think that's the tier that you now have with Travis Etienne. I think Travis Etienne may have to be in tier 3. And honestly, if you give me a second to actually sit here and digest this for maybe a day, I may have Travis Etienne lower than that. But my initial thoughts are it's going to be hard to get him behind a guy like, behind a guy like Devontae Smith, who had a very bad landing spot, behind a guy like Jalen Waddle, who doesn't profile to see a ton of volume. So here with Etienne, he would have easily been my running back one if he landed with the Steelers and Najee with the Jacksonville Jaguars. But in this case, he can't be. He has to fall back. The question is, how much is he? Now, a point god coming out says Najee Harris over Kyle Pitts, over Jamar Chase, then Travis Etienne at the very end. Okay, guys, clearly we don't have the Javonte Williams landing spot, but to be honest, if we sit here and really think about it, if Javonte Williams goes at the top of the second round to a team like the Atlanta Falcons, then I think Travis Etienne can continue to fall. Travis Etienne can fall past running back 2 all the way down to running back 3, something I thought we would never see happen. But the problem is James Robinson isn't going anywhere. James Robinson looks like he can handle usage at the goal line. Maybe they just use this as a pure committee. I don't know, guys. This is initial reactions here. I want your opinions. But if Javonte Williams goes to a spot in the top, I want to say 50 picks of the NFL draft, and if he looks like he is going to be seeing the majority of the touches in that backfield, if that offense looks like it's going to be one of the better offenses in the NFL, I think you have to vault Javonte Williams over Travis Etienne at this point. Obviously, we can't confirm that without knowing the other landing spot. This is going to be something that I probably have to spend the night thinking about, and I want to remind everyone, we have real life rookie mock drafts. I'm sorry, not rookie mock drafts, real life dynasty rookie drafts going in all flock leagues right now. I'm going to be on the clock after we get done with some of these live streams, and I'm going to have to sit there and I'm going to have to make some of these decisions. Like, am I really drafting a Travis Etienne, or am I just going to have to pass on him? Am I going to have to take the safer option and possibly an elite prospect like a Jamar Chase? But please, guys, let me know what y'all are thinking. Yeah, and I will say, anybody that's going to come out here and try to argue that James Robinson is the starting running back in Jacksonville, you are wrong. It's Travis Etienne. Look at what the team is telling you. This is what I always talk about. Don't go with whatever the coaches are saying. Go with what the team is saying, and the team is saying that they value Travis Etienne as a first-round pick, investing all of that capital into him. Not only the pick itself, but also the money that comes with that contract compared to the undrafted free agent in James Robinson. So Travis Etienne is now the running back 1 on the roster. This hurts his value competing for touches with James Robinson. And this kills James Robinson. And it sucks to see, to be honest. But I will be live yet again whenever we have another fantasy football relevant pick. So make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you go down there and smash that like button. It helps us out a ton. And yeah, over on Patreon, I will be updating our rookie rankings once the first round is over. I'll be updating it again tomorrow night and the night after that. But of course,